Welcome everybody, it's Tellum, and in this video we are going to be talking about another one of the Dear Diary Willard Wyler quotes, because there's a lot of them that I really want to talk about, but they just introduce more questions. Actually, anything in this map, almost anything at least, that they introduced to this map just brought up more questions instead of really giving answers. And the problem with these questions, I would love to theorize about them like I normally do, but these questions that it brings up are just so hard to theorize on because we just don't have any evidence to back up any ideas right now, so it's really hard to make videos on those. But what I'm going to be doing in this video, I'm going to be talking about one quote specifically. It's where Willard talks about how he spent lifetimes searching for the four and an unknown them. But before we get into this video, I want to say something real quick, finish talking about at the end of the video. But I'm planning to do something with my subscribers because next week there's some stuff happening that I just want to get into some other types of videos, like gameplay type videos instead of just storyline videos. So I'm planning to do something with the subscribers, and of course I'll explain more at the end. But anyways, with that out of the way, actually get into this video. So I'll play the quote right now, and of course we'll come right back.
I've spent lifetime searching. Is this all for naught? Shall I be punished further? Trapped in this place? It matters not. I must persevere for them. They are all that matters.
So that's a very, very interesting quote, and like I said at the start of this video, we can't really answer anything it's really being sent here, but I'll give out a couple ideas, and that's mainly what I'm going to be doing. Because first off, we hear Willard Wyler saying that he's spent lifetimes looking for the four who could help him unravel this web, which is interesting because obviously to spend lifetimes is more than one lifetime, if that wasn't obvious enough. But where does he actually get all this time from? Because from what we know, he hasn't really been alive that long. It seems like he's just been alive for a normal human's length, but it doesn't seem like he's been living any longer. But the thing is, we did hear something very, very interesting back in Raven the Redwoods, and if I get this quote, of course I'll play it for you guys, but if I don't, I'll just try to repeat it right now. But it's a pretty disturbing quote in all actuality, but it's from Raven the Redwoods, like I said, and it's a quote where Willard Wyler actually went and sent a bunch of school children to Raven the Redwoods to go get killed, of course with some other lady that we're not entirely sure who she is. But it's a very interesting quote, and the main part I want to focus on is the part where she says her professor traded her and all the children's lives for immortality or something. Now this is very interesting. I talked about it a couple times back when Raven the Redwoods is out, but this is the only thing I could really see connecting to somebody living for lifetimes over and over. Of course, maybe not just living, but he's been searching for lifetimes over and over. So maybe Willard Wyler is actually immortal, and he's been living through this for years upon years upon years, and this is just one other part in his life that we just haven't heard of all the past he's been alive for, which would be pretty darn interesting, and it would be a really weird twist for the story. But again, we're not even entirely sure if Willard Wyler could give people immortality, because that was kind of a weird quote in the first place. So that's just one idea I could really think of, where the idea of him living lifetimes over and over, well maybe not over and over, just living a lifetime to search for the four who could help him unravel this web. Which is another question, what is the web in the first place? What is he exactly talking about? We're not entirely sure, but again, I don't really have answers for any of those. But the second part I want to talk about is actually where he talks about who he's been doing this for. He says, I must persevere for them. Now this is a very interesting quote, because when he says them, obviously he's talking about multiple people, which is interesting because the only person we've ever seen him actually care about was his wife. Now you could argue he cares about his daughter too, but I find that one hard to believe, because he does have quotes that it sounds like he cares about his daughter, but at other points it sounds like he really actually sent his daughter and her husband to get killed in Raven the Redwoods. So it's very confusing. But there's actually a quote that kind of reaches a middle ground between these two, because we do hear Willard Wyler inside Attack of the Radioactive thing saying how he can't even stand to look at his own daughter's face because it reminds him so much of his wife that's passed away. So you could imagine that Willard Wyler would just want his daughter to get away from her because it's just so painful for him, like he says inside his quote. But then of course, returning to who them is, we're not entirely sure. Like I said, it could be maybe his wife and daughter that he's talking about. I'm not entirely sure, because I was speculating in the past that it had something to do with his granddaughter, but of course there had to be multiple people now. Of course, now that he says it's a them instead of whatever he would use there for a singular word. But it's very interesting, and like I said, we could just really speculate right now, and we're not entirely sure. But anyways, tell me what you guys think about any of this inside this video. Who you think the them are, what you think this web is, and why do you think he said that he's been searching for people for lifetimes over and over? Maybe he's immortal, maybe he's just stuck outside outside of time or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but tell me your thoughts down in the comments. But anyways, before I end this video, I want to actually make a quick announcement, and I just want to do this for anybody who actually wants to play with me, because I'm planning to play with subscribers very soon. I think next week I'm planning to do it, because a lot of people have been requesting for me to actually do different type of videos, like gameplay type videos, and I've wanted to do it for a while, but I just haven't really thought of a really good way of doing gameplay videos. It's just not my thing. So I want to start actually getting to that area. And I'm thinking this upcoming week is the perfect time to do it, because on PC, with the mod tools, this guy Shifty Gamer 101 is actually going to be releasing a complete remaster of Mob of the Dead. Well, I believe it's in this upcoming week. I could be mistaken, but I'm thinking whenever that drops, I could go ahead and do it. So anybody that's on PC, I'll go ahead and do that next week. Of course, I'll explain more once I confirm all this information that's going to be coming out next week, and just really confirm it's coming out. And of course, I'll kind of tweet it out or do something on I'll make a video or something like that about it. I'll figure out something when that time comes, but of course, that's only for the PC players. I also want to play with people on PlayStation and hopefully Xbox. I'm having kind of problems with my Xbox right now, so I want to get to it, but it's going to be an issue. But I know for sure that I'm planning to do PC and PlayStation, so I just wanted to mention that. Of course, there'll be more information once I get everything situated. Really, I'm just throwing out the idea of it really happening. Well, maybe not the idea. I am really planning to do it, but it's just not organized at this point. So anyways, that's about it for this video. Tell me what you guys think about anything I mentioned in this video. Also, comment down below if you guys are going to be playing on PC or PlayStation. You guys have any suggestions for any of my gameplay stuff. But anyways, go ahead and subscribe for more content, and I'll catch you guys on my next video.